A youth mathematical Olympiad that brings mathematically gifted students under the age of 20 from around the world. At this year's 58th International Mathematical Olympiad, Team Korea swept up 6 gold medals and placed first in the overall ranking. Leader Yong-jin has led Korean teams and discovered many math prodigies such as Kim Dong-yul, Chu Jung-hoon, and Kim Se-hoon since 1999.
수학의 행위 자체의 핵심은 완벽한 해를 추구하는 거예요. 그죠? 수학이라는 학문이 다른 학문과의 구별해주는 어떤 잣대입니다.
Let's meet leader Yong-jin, a mentor to Korea's math geniuses on Heart to Heart. Today we're joined with head coach, Mr. Yong-jin, who leads Korean teams to their victories at an international contest where mathematically gifted students around the globe compete. Hello and welcome to Heart to Heart. Would you like to say hello to our viewers?
Hello, my name is Yong-jin Sung, mathematics professor at Inha University. I'm now the chairman of Korean Mathematical Olympiad and has been the leader of Korean team to International Mathematical Olympiads for over 20 years. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. For over 20 years. Well, once again, thank you for joining us. Now, this year, all 6 members of the Korean team, I heard, won gold medals at the 2017 IMO that was held in Brazil. So could you, first of all, tell us about the World Championship Mathematics Competition, or Olympiad, in detail?
Yeah, International Mathematical Olympiad, briefly speaking, IMO, was started in 1959 in Romania. At the beginning, there were only a few countries participating in the IMO.
Yes.
But in the 70s and 80s, and more countries started to participate in IMO, and Korea participated in the IMO in 1988 for the first time. Since then, we have participated for over 20 years, but we have our record, our result has been better than before. And this year especially, we won the first place. Mm-hmm. And in 2012, we won the first place for the first time. But that was kind of unexpected victory. But this year and last year and the year before last year, we had a good result, and we belong to among 3 strongest countries, including United States and China. And International Mathematical Olympiad is the event for the best mathematically talented students. This event is for encouraging students to study hard and give more motives in studying mathematics. And the problems are given, the given problems are so difficult, and this event is just for students before entering the university, but their level of mathematics is so high. And each country has 6 contestants, 6 representatives, and we have approximately 100 countries participating in the event. So approximately 60 students compete in mathematics. And this event is probably the most high level contest in the whole world.
I would imagine.
Yes. Yeah.
Only math geniuses can take part, of course. I heard that this year's IMO was by far the largest, with a total of 615 people taking part from 111 countries. Is that correct?
Yes.
So could you tell us about the format and also about the scoring system?
Yeah. 3 problems are given each day for 2 days. That means 6 problems in total. And 4.5 hours per day, and in total 9 hours. So in total 6 problems and for 9 hours. And normally in each day, just the first problem is a little easier than the others, and the second problem is of intermediate difficulty, and the third problem is extremely difficult.
You get 9 hours to solve 6 questions.
Yes.
And we're talking about math geniuses spending 9 hours to solve 6 questions.
Right.
They must be very, very difficult questions, amazingly difficult.
Yes.
Is the third question difficult for you as well? A professor as well, would you say?
Absolutely.
Ah.
Yeah. Even for the most brilliant mathematicians, it's very difficult. Only only a few participants can solve it. Especially this year's number 3 problem is so difficult that only 2 students solved it.
Wow.
And even for like more well-trained, more experienced mathematicians, it would be very difficult.
Wow. With each challenge, more than the solution, the unmeasurable spread of knowledge. Between numbers and fierce calculations, the maximum value is creativity. Okay, well, I don't know if you would agree, but it probably won't. But, you know, in the past, a lot of people believed that math was boring,
Yeah.
impractical.
Yeah.
Some people may still agree with that.
Yeah.
But of course, we are hearing about the importance of mathematics. Of course, I think it's very important. And we would like to hear from you, talk about the importance of math as a mathematician. And I heard that you have prepared a short talk. So we would like you to please take a step, and then we would like to hear about your talk.
I'd like to give you a quick introduction to modern mathematics and modern mathematicians. Mathematics is difficult. I think almost everybody feels that mathematics is difficult. The reason why mathematics is so difficult is that, well, there are many reasons, but I like to say 2 important reasons. The first reason is that mathematics has been developed for over 1,000 years, accumulating its knowledge. That means over 1,000 years, so many brilliant mathematicians developed mathematics, like stacking its knowledge. It's a kind of stacking a big tower of knowledge in mathematics. So recent years, mathematics is so difficult because of the long history of mathematicians' work. Another reason why mathematics is so difficult is because the world itself is so complicated. I mean, the universe is difficult and complicated. The mathematics has been developed to understand and explain what the universe is and what the nature of the universe is. So, the universe itself is so complicated. That's why the language of explaining the nature is so complicated and difficult. And nowadays, the mathematics is impractical, and mathematicians are living in abstract mathematical world, and they are solving very abstract problems. But recently, we have a new stage of industry. We call it fourth revolution in industry. So we have to think about big data and machine learning and many difficult problems in artificial intelligence. So mathematics seems to be more practical than before because advanced mathematics is a little more advanced than the other subjects in science and technology. So mathematicians are well trained in solving hard problems. Mathematicians know how to attack difficult problems. So mathematicians know how to logically approach such a difficult problems in computer sciences and big data. So I like to say that mathematics itself is difficult, but in the future, they can give some answers to many difficult problems.
Okay, well, this year's Olympiad has been classified as I mentioned, not only the largest, but the hardest.
Yes.
Making this year's victory even more meaningful. But what would you say was the secret behind your success this year? And did you expect to win?
Well, all Asian countries are strong. I mean, but there is a special. I think there is a special reason why Korea is stronger than Japan, Singapore, Taiwan, and Vietnam, and Iran, and many strong countries. First of all, I like to say that we have very strong and very excellent training program. We have built this program for over 30 years, and we have very good teachers. We have very excellent young teachers, actually mathematicians, the most prominent mathematicians in Korea. They participate in generating a creative problems. We have recently, 3 or 4 years ago, we have one very genius, a strong guy like Kim Dong-yul, and also Jang Jae-won. And recently, last year, we have Ju Jung-hoon. And those a few guys are so excellent, maybe the best in the whole world. And then, like in Go play, famous Go players like Lee Chang-ho and Lee Se-dol led our Korean Go players up to the top of the whole world.
Yes.
A similar situation, because of those, the most excellent in the whole world, those guys led the other guys. And then, I think the ability of students are very similar, not so different. So if you have a friend or colleagues who are better than you, then you easily catch up so quickly. So that's why we are strong. And actually, until 5 or 6 years ago, we never imagined we could beat China or United States. But we recently, last year we were the second to the United States, but last year we have 3 perfect scores.
Wow.
I mean, each problem is worth 7 points. So 6 problems. So the total score is 42 points. So getting perfect 42 points is so difficult.
How common is that?
Yeah.
Not very common.
Yes, last year we had 3 perfect scores. I couldn't imagine that. And their level, they are about the same level, all our 6 contestants. And also, there are at least 10 more students who could not participate in IMO, but about the same level as the representatives of our team.
안녕하세요. 이번 집중교육부터 국제수학올림피아드까지 항상 저희를 잘 이끌어주셔서 감사드립니다. 덕분에 아무런 부담 없이 시험에 임할 수 있었고 그렇게 6명 모두 좋은 결과를 얻을 수 있었습니다. 교수님 사랑합니다.
교수님, 안녕하세요. 올 한 해 RMM부터 IMO까지 드라마 같았던 이 여정은 부드러운 카리스마로 저희를 잘 이끌어주신 교수님의 덕이 정말 큰 것 같아요. 종종 문제가 안 풀려서 걱정되고 잠을 못 이룰 때면 교수님께서 평소에 해주신 말씀들을 떠올리면서 이겨냈거든요. 항상 응원해주시고 열정적으로 저희를 도와주신 교수님 정말 감사드립니다. 사랑해요, 교수님.
Right, so as you mentioned, there were 10 more who were not able to participate in the IMO. So I'm wondering, you may have many students that are very talented,
Yes.
genius,
Yeah.
but you have to choose a certain number of students to actually
Yeah, that's
take part.
very
So-
hard work,
Yeah,
very
so
hard job.
How are the finalists selected, and how are they trained to actually take part or compete in this mathematical Olympiad?
Yeah, it's a long procedure selecting the top 6 students. They have to take 6 tests. We select them through 6 contests. So first of all, we have Korean Mathematical Olympiad, the second round, normally held in November. And the second contest is during the winter camp in early January. There are 4 days of exam. So that is another contest. And the third one is at the end of February, we have Romania Master of Mathematics. That is another international competition. It's very similar to IMO, but a little higher level of competition and a little more difficult problems. But during the Romania Master of Mathematics, actually at the same time, in Korea, we have the same exam with the same problems.
Ah, I see.
For 2 days exam also, and then there is a third one. The fourth one is in the middle of March. We have APMO called Asian Pacific Math Olympiad, and the fourth one is a final round of Korean Mathematical Olympiad. With those scores, we select 12 students. 12 students means we call the final contestants of, we call them final contestants of the IMO, approximately 12 students. So out of 12, at the final stage, we give them another final, very difficult contest, and we sum up all the scores and select top 6. But as I mentioned, it is very difficult to choose top 6 because in the rankings in 5, 6, 7, 8, all those guys are about the same level, and even counting all those scores, the difference is so slim. So it's very hard job to choose top 6. But this year, especially, we have one female contestant, one girl. We haven't had a girl for over 12 years, but this girl is so excellent. And actually, this girl, her name is Kim Dain. Kim Dain is in our team, and she encourages the other boys, and actually that is one secret reason why we had a good result this year, especially.
Perhaps.
Yes,
Who knows,
yes,
right?
yeah.
Do you think that mathematically gifted students share a commonality of their own? Talk about their values, perhaps. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, mathematically gifted students. Well, yeah, for the best students in mathematics. Mathematical talent is important, and their characters are also very important. But I think that they are also, like normal students. They like music, and they behave like the same way as the normal students. And also, to be the best students in mathematical Olympiad, whatever, the talent itself is not, maybe in some sense it's difficult, it's important, but it's not so important because, the talent, of course, is essentially necessary to become the best student. But the talent itself is, I think, like top 1% or 0.1% of talent would be sufficient. So, for instance, out of 1 million students, 1% is like 10,000. So 10,000 students are still too much. But if you belong to like 10,000 out of 1 million, then talent would be sufficient. So there should be something more to be better than that. That is just, so under the circumstances, the talent itself is no more important the most important thing is your character, you know, like putting everything into one thing.
Yes.
And also the spirit of competition. The competition is actually the most important motive of studying. Something like that. So if you have those motives, then you can become the more better and students. And so usually people think that if you see the very good, excellent mathematician, then they think that they are brilliant, a genius. But I don't think so, because they have, of course, very good talent, but they have more than that. That is their motives and their character of putting themselves into one subject like mathematics. Yeah.
Now, you have dedicated a large part of your life to mathematics, so I'd like to ask about you as an individual. When did you start to gain an interest in mathematics, for example? Tell us about when you were a little boy. Would you say that you were born a math genius? Were you always good at math?
I don't know. I don't. But well, I was good in mathematics when I was young. But after entering the university, at the end of the freshman year, I had to decide which subject I study.
Yes.
Then I decided to study mathematics. I think that was the most, I mean, the best choice in my whole life. I have been living a happy life being a mathematician and also mathematics teacher. Mathematics is, as I mentioned many times, mathematics is difficult, but it's because it is difficult, it's so beautiful, and I can enjoy solving problems and studying mathematics. Yeah.
There actually are a lot of films, movies that emphasize the importance of mathematics. There's, for example, Gifted, Good Will Hunting is another one. Is there maybe a math-related movie that you remember to be the most memorable, perhaps, or a very good example?
Yes, I like Good Will Hunting, rather all the movie. But that movie reminded me of a famous Indian mathematician, Ramanujan. And he was a famous mathematician about 100 years ago. He was a genius. And it's probably that the movie maker also thought about him. But it was really touching. I mean, from the bottom to the top, he was growing and mathematically, focused. And it was, good movie.
Okay, so from a mathematician's perspective, you would definitely choose Good Will Hunting. But of course, I mean, even for people that aren't exactly math fans, that movie was a really good movie. So perhaps this is a chance to remind our viewers to actually watch the film again, to kind of refresh their memory and to prove to them that mathematics is perhaps wonderful. Okay. We're down to our final question.
Yes.
I'd like to ask you about your future plans, goals, what you plan to do in the near future.
So our team is good in mathematical Olympiad, and I like to maintain this level for many years. And also, so mathematically talented students, I wish them work hard on mathematics and then lead our country to be better country in scientific world or technology. On the other hand, my personal hope is to find another person to succeed my job for many years. And yes, and I'm very happy that for over 20 years I've been teaching them, and eventually we have a very good result. And in the future they will become a prominent mathematician, and also they will lead our country to be better country. So,
Thank you very much. I hope that you will continue to help students, the Korean teams, to more and more victories for many years to come. I wish you the best of luck, and the Korean team the best of luck in the, future IMOs. So wish you luck on that. And I would like to thank you once again for joining us on Heart to Heart.
thank you very much.
Thank you. 감사합니다.